Hello and welcome to my breakdown of the brand new Black Myth Wukong trailer that was released last night. We're going to go into various little gameplay details that you just may not have seen and really talk about how that may feed into the combat and the gameplay that we are going to see. So without further ado, let's get into the breakdown of the new Black Myth Wukong trailer. Okay, so a couple of things to look out for then initially when you look at the screen here is these 4 skills to the right hand side of the screen. You've then got the bar that fills up when you dodge an attack under those 4 skills. And then you've got 3 circles that fill up after the bar fills up to a certain point. Then going on the left hand side of the screen, you've got the mana bar, stamina bar and magic bar. There's what seems to be a consumable bar set to the Q key, which you can scroll with your mouse wheel as you can see here. Then you've got this kind of flask looking thing, which is basically your Ester flask. We'll break down each and every usage of each of those things as we go through the video. So in this section of gameplay, you're going to see a couple of things. You're going to see him use the Ester flask right there. And then secondly, you're going to see him use a skill using the 4 key. So if you look in the bottom right hand corner, you're going to see him summon some kind of, well, summons. Basically like Naruto's jutsu in the anime, if you watch that. And I'll summon a bunch of clones. As you can see, it's used the skill on the 4 key and then it's used the mana on the left hand side of the screen. Also, what you're going to see here, and I will replay this in slow motion, is Wukong charging up his weapon and then seemingly exploding it using 2 circles of the bar in the bottom right hand corner. So I'll play that in slow motion for you very quickly now so you can see it. I believe that's what happens here. Either that or his skill gets interrupted after using the 2 orbs in the bottom right hand corner. So have a look at this. Now at this point it's really interesting actually. Wukong seemingly leaves the boss fight or the enemy encounter that he's currently in and goes away and kind of shows off the crafting system or the kind of gathering system that is in the game. So that's one thing to pay attention to. There is gathering in this game and I do believe it'll probably lead to creation of certain types of potions or items that will increase the strength of your character on a temporary basis. Moving on, we do have this encounter with an enemy that kind of comes out of the ground when Wukong tries to gather. It actually shows off some interesting mechanics in the game regarding mana usage and skill usage, so we'll break that down quickly now. There's some important things to note here. First of all, how fast the combat is. It looks excellent. And secondly, how the bar in the bottom right hand corner fills up. It's not only by hits. Dodging also fills up the bar. You can see the enemy roots Wukong there. There seems to be a debuff on him as you can see by the green icon at the bottom of the screen. And then we get a look at skill usage with the orbs that gather in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. As you can see there, he uses 2 orbs to go up on the stick and then smash down onto the enemy and kill him. Then at this point you do get a brief glimpse of the loot system here. As you can see, you've got blues, greens and purples. Also on the consumables you have blue, greens and purple, so clearly a sign that there will be looting. Levels of items going from common to legendary or epic by the looks of it. So in this next section we do have the showcasing of a very Souls-like boss fight. It looks absolutely fantastic. As you go in, there's all the classic signs of a Souls-like legendary boss, going from the tight dodging windows to the design of the boss to the attacks. Again, some important things you can see here. So like always in a Dark Souls game, you have a badass intro for the boss that makes you shit your pants. The boss is actually brilliantly designed. I do love the electric around him as well as the kind of red hair. Classic lunging attack at the start. And now you're going to begin to see some key mechanics come into play in the boss fight as well as skill usage. Now in this scene here, I'm going to replay this in a second. There's something really important to note. Wukong here does a perfect dodge and it fills up the bar and maxes out the bar. So it's important to know that perfect dodges will be a key part of the flow of the combat in Wukong Black Myth. This next section shows some key mechanics in the boss fight. Wukong here uses magic power to stun the boss with a skill, then uses one of the orbs to create a stagger mechanic which opens up the boss for extra damage and opens up his weak point. I'll slow that down now so you can see it yourself. Now I will totally admit in this next section I do not have the foggiest what is going on. You seem to transform him into some kind of piece of dung. It's obviously not a piece of dung, but I have no idea what it is. But it clearly interacts with the boss in a specific way, and if you use the skills that this item or skill seems to give you, you can stagger the boss significantly. Now, I don't know if the previous stagger gave you an item to allow you to do this transformation, but as you can see with this kind of back bombing move, he lands on his stagger point and it staggers the boss and does significant damage. But if anybody knows what that mechanic was, please feel free to leave a comment to educate me a touch further. Moving on a bit then into the trailer, we do have a moment here where we can see Wukong use an item, automatically fills up the gauge in the bottom right hand corner, allowing Wukong to pull off a special attack which consumes the bars. Unfortunately, he's killed during an attack and that ends the boss fight. And that ends the breakdown of the new Black Myth Wukong trailer. I personally feel, looking at this game, it's taking bits of Dark Souls, but I actually feel like this game is playing more like Nioh, the Team Ninja game, and maybe has a more aggressive playstyle like Bloodbourne, which I would absolutely love. I love the fact that perfect dodging is such a huge part of the combat and attack mechanic, and I do feel like this game is going to be a lot more on the front foot than the Dark Souls game, which is much more up my street. Anyway, that's that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Really, I just wanted to watch it and maybe really analyze key little details, just to show people bits about the game that they may have missed when watching the trailer. Looks incredible. The game looks super hype. Can't wait for it to come out. Take care. Feel free to drop a like, subscribe, yada yada. Peace out.